Hey guys, it's Empyrean here, and this is a quick video about how to push your corruption fast in Last Epoch, Season 2 at the moment. This is not for if you just arrived at Endgame and just arrived at Empowered Monolith. This is if you're kind of later on and you want to speed up your progress because it requires some resources. What are those resources? They are Harbinger Needles and Glyphs of Envy. These are the things you will need, okay? What you have to do to regularly push corruption, right, is you just progressing through the web. Eventually you'll find the Shade of Orobis, and you're also building stability on the quest bosses, and then you just kill the quest boss, you kill the Shade, and you get some corruption, right? But you can speed this up by using Glyphs of Envy to spam build your stability on the current timeline. And you can also speed up your Orobis spawn by building more than 9 stacks of Gaze of Orobis. I'll show you how that works right now. So let's say you want to build some stacks of Gaze of Orobis first. So how do you do that? You would regularly just progress through here, but what we're going to do is we're going to put in some random rare items, and we're going to spam Glyph of Envy. And every time you use one, it adds like 150 to 200 stability to your currently active timeline. So we're going to do that until it doesn't give any. You just spam click them. Oh, and that's it. We're run out. So now we're maxed on stability. So now we're gonna kill the quest boss, okay? But we're gonna make sure to equip Harbinger's Needle into your idols, okay? This needle gives you additional stacks of Gaze of Orobis when you defeat the timeline boss. You can only consume one at a time, but I'll just spam in 3 here so I don't forget. And I'm gonna kill the quest boss twice. This is gonna give us a bunch of stacks of Gaze of Orobis. Oh, look, it dropped another needle and a Glyph of Envy. Those are things we need. How fortunate. This is also how you farm this method. Okay, and now we consumed some stability and we got a bunch of Gaze of Orobis stacks. Let's do it again so we don't have to do it more later. Now, what happened? We have 23 stacks of Gaze of Orobis. Now, how do we consume this? We kill a Shade of Orobis, which is going to spawn on your timeline. Now, regularly, you would have to path out all the way to the end, right, to find one. But if you have more than 9 stacks of Gaze of Orobis, he's gonna spawn instantly once you run any monolith. So we're just gonna run a single monolith, and you're gonna get what is called a PT Orobis. Okay, we cleared the 1 echo. And what happens now? We get a random Shade of Orobis right next to the start, okay? And once you kill this will give you 58 corruption. And that is the loop. That's the loop you do. Now we have 586 corruption. We are on a fresh timeline. So what do? We consume a bunch of envies, right, with rings, or any item. Just repeat over and over again until you want to go, until you have resources or as high corruption as you want to go, or as high as your character can handle. So you consume a bunch more envies, you build more stacks with your stability and with Harbinger Needles, and then you do 1 monolith to spawn the Orobis. As long as you have 9 stacks or more, he will spawn instantly after 1 monolith. You kill the Orobis over again, and you get 58 corruption again. And you just repeat this over and over as high as you want to go. It's worth noting that there is a corruption catch-up mechanic built into the Empowered Monolith system, which means I have a timeline here with 100 corruption. I've never touched this timeline, but I have other timelines here with 500 plus corruption, right? So what happens is that I have more than 9 stacks of Orobis, so you know what happens. I run a random echo, and after you cleared the echo, look what's gonna happen. An Orobis spawned. But this Orobis is massive corruption. Look, it's 400 plus the 58 that we had before. So now this is gonna catch up this timeline to your highest timeline minus like 50 or so. So it's or minus like 20, 30, I don't know exactly what the number is. But I am told that you don't actually need 9 stacks for the catch-up Orobis to spawn. So you do need the 9 stacks for what I said earlier for the pushing. But if you're just doing catch-up, you don't actually need night stacks. The catch-up will spawn the Quest Orobis or the PT Orobis right after the first monolith you run. So now if I run this, I'm gonna get 460 corruption and almost catch up to the same exact level as my highest corruption monolith is. The Harbinger needles that you need for this drop from the Harbingers, which spawn after the timeline bosses, and they also drop from regular Aberrath. So that's the video. Thanks for watching. That was that fast. I hope that was fast. Subscribe and like or don't. Anyway, the video ends now and I'm still talking. I don't know why I'm still talking, but the video is supposed to be over now. At this point, there's nothing else to say. So that's it.